Hello everybody, I am so excited today to introduce you to the book, Your Invisible Power. This book has been completely life-changing for me. I first came across it probably 10 years ago, maybe even more, I don't know. And I was reading and studying this book at the time in my life when I started to create the life story transformation program, when I started to teach classes in manifestation and classes in transformation. I took a lot of that program from what I was learning at the time through this book. And I have to say it was completely life-changing. And now that I've come back all these years later to read it, I didn't understand most of it back then. I got so much more out of my reading and studying this book right now for this inner circle group. So I hope that you also will be able to benefit as much from your study of this book as I have. A couple of things I just want to call your attention to. 3 things. The first one is make sure that you pay particular attention in the beginning of this book where she introduces the metaphor of the magic lantern. I think the first time that I read this book, I think I read it through and didn't ever bother to even look up what a magic lantern was. And when I was working on the life story program, I came across that part and I thought, you know, I should probably look that up. I don't even know what a magic lantern is. And that is when the perfectness of that metaphor really struck me and really hit me, and I was able to apply what I learned through that metaphor so that I could actually start to create my own slides in my mind of what I wanted to manifest in my life. So make sure that you understand that metaphor. Make sure you understand what she's talking about when she's talking about the power of the will and keeping your will steady. It's really important. Now, when I studied this, there's a part in the middle where she tells her own stories of her journey. And I remember when I saw those chapters approaching, I thought to myself, gosh, I just really want the instructions. I want her to tell me how to do this. I don't really care about her story. But I will tell you, some of the best gems in this book are listening, or you'll receive from that, from listening to her tell her stories or reading her stories and her example of how it applied in her life and the miracles that occurred. You will glean some very fantastic information in those chapters. So don't be tempted to skip or skimp on those. They're really, really awesome. And then lastly, towards the end of the book, she has a specific chapter on prayer and how to implement these principles that she's teaching in your prayer practice, being able to be grateful in advance and being able to pray as if you've already received it. So every chapter in this book packs a powerful punch, and I'm so excited for you to discover it with us in our Inner Circle Mastermind.